Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best HDR gaming monitor.
Starting at number 5.
Dell S3221QS32. If you want something for 4K HDR use and you're on a budget, you're limiting yourself to the performance you'll get, but a few available options are decent, like the Dell S3221QS. Like the Samsung Smart Monitor M7/M70C S32C M70, it has a 32-inch 4K screen but no built-in smart platform, so you'll have to watch HDR content through your PC or media device, and the HDR performance is just okay. Dark scenes look great thanks to the monitor's high contrast ratio, meaning blacks look black. However, despite this high contrast ratio, it lacks a local dimming feature, and its HDR peak brightness is unremarkable, so bright highlights don't stand out very well, but that's what you can expect from a budget-friendly display. On the other hand, it displays a wide color gamut, with great coverage of the DCI-P3 color space used in most current HDR content, and it has superb gradient handling, with almost no noticeable banding in areas of similar color. With a 4K, 32-inch screen, the pixel density is very high, and details in the latest HDR content look extremely sharp.
Coming at number 4.
Samsung 32-inch. If you want something cheaper in the lower mid-range price category, this is where you'll have to settle for more limited HDR performance. The Samsung Smart Monitor M7/M70C S32C M70 is a decent alternative to the Acer Nitro 15275K P3 BiPros, but because it doesn't have a local dimming feature and has low HDR peak brightness, highlights look dull and muted compared to the rest of the image. Luckily, it actually has a higher native contrast ratio and fantastic black uniformity, so there's minimal blooming with bright objects on dark backgrounds. It displays a wide range of colors in HDR, and while its peak brightness is limited, the color volume is still good. The unique part about this monitor is that it includes Samsung's proprietary Tizen smart platform. You can watch HDR shows and movies without connecting a PC as you have access to streaming apps, essentially making it a small TV. It usually costs less than the similar Samsung Smart Monitor M8/M80C S32C M80, which has a webcam instead. Still, considering they perform very similarly, you can get whichever you can find for cheaper.
At number 3.
Acer Nitro 34-inch QHD. If you find the Samsung Odyssey Neo G8S32BG85 too expensive for your budget, there are some good lower-cost options you can also consider. The Acer Nitro 15275K P3 BiPros is a great 4K HDR monitor with mini LED backlighting like the Samsung, but it has a smaller screen and a lower 160Hz refresh rate. It's still great for watching HDR content, as it has 576 dimming zones and a decent local dimming feature that helps display deep blacks. There's minimal blooming around bright objects, but it doesn't eliminate it all. If you want a better local dimming feature with more zones, check out the INIC27M2V. However, it costs more and is harder to find at times. Another thing that makes the Acer great for HDR is that it gets extremely bright, enough to make highlights stand out. It also displays a wide range of colors and makes them look vivid, with minimal tone mapping issues. Besides that, it supports HDMI 2.1 bandwidth, so you can take full advantage of modern graphics cards when gaming at high refresh rates, even in HDR.
Number 2 of my list.
Samsung 32-inch Odyssey. If you don't need such a high-end monitor and prefer something you can usually find for a bit less, check out the Samsung Odyssey Neo G8S32BG85. It's different from the Dell Alienware AW3225QF because it doesn't have a QD-OLED panel, so it doesn't display the same deep blacks and vivid colors, but that's the trade-off you need to make with any non-QD-OLED display. That said, it uses mini LED backlighting that lets it get brighter with some highlights than on the Dell. It also has an excellent contrast ratio and decent local dimming feature, so it still displays deep blacks without much blooming in dark rooms. Like the Dell, it has a 32-inch 4K screen that's big enough for you to sit back and enjoy your favorite movie. As it's a monitor primarily designed for gaming, it has a high 240Hz refresh rate, but if you don't think you'll take advantage of such a high refresh rate, check out the Samsung Odyssey Neo G7S32BG75. It usually costs less than the Neo G8 and performs similarly in HDR, and because it has a lower refresh rate, you can't go wrong with it if you don't need something for gaming.
And number 1.
Samsung 32-inch Odyssey. Quantum Matrix Technology. Revolutionary quantum matrix technology with quantum mini LEDs creates controlled brightness and perfect contrast for refined definition. Local dimming zones were increased to 1196 and combined with the highest 12-bit black levels to create unmatched picture quality. Mounting type, wall mount, size mm, 100x100. Aspect ratio 16:9. Power supply, AC 100-240V. Operation conditions: temperature, 10 to 40 degrees Celsius, humidity, 10-80, non-condensing percent, display port, 1 EA, refresh rate. Optimizer, yes. Quantum HDR 2000, from gloomy shadows to sun-scorched scenes, 2000 nit peak brightness and 1000000 contrast ratio enable enhanced color expression and depth. Get a competitive edge by spotting hidden enemies using their reflections. UHD resolution. With UHD resolution, the Odyssey Neo G7 allows gamers to witness images in high quality and true-to-life detail. Immerse yourself in the world of your choosing. Set dimension without stand, WXHXD, 28.1 x 17.3 by 7.3 inches.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.